Well, I'm spending my morning at Streetside Developments at the beautiful Hudson Bungalow in Blatchford, and we're going to be talking about the real estate market. I'm with Darlene Reid, board chair for the REALTORS Association of Edmonton. And Darlene, how is 2026 shaping up so far?
2026 is a year of stability. We're coming off of a very busy 2025. And in 2026, so far, we're seeing a little bit of inventory growth. We're seeing some of our prices decrease in some segments, but we're seeing our half duplexes and apartment condos keeping our average home price is still up a little bit. And we're just seeing a market where people have a lot more confidence because they have a lot more time to make decisions.
Okay, and so would you say this is a market that might be benefiting more the buyer or the seller?
I would consider this a balanced market. It's actually benefiting buyers, sellers, everyone in the housing market, from mortgage brokers to home inspectors. It's just giving everyone a lot more time. We're seeing buyers right now are buying more for the long-term investment gains. They're not looking at the short-term. And we're just seeing a lot more confidence in the market with stability, with interest rates, and inventory is a huge factor. With our inventory up, it's giving buyers a lot more choice.
Well, that's good. And is this something typical as we head in towards spring?
Our spring markets tend to be a little busier as we see families trying to buy in the communities that they want to register their kids in school. So it is very typical that we see like the February, March, April market start to pick up. And we are seeing a little bit more inventory coming on. People are like looking at making that move because they want to get their registrations in at the schools of their choice.
Okay, and we're in a brand new development right now. What is the supply of brand new developments in the market?
We're seeing a lot of brand new homes on the market. In fact, 30% of our MLS listings right now are comprised of brand new home builds. So builders are having a lot of inventory, which is, you know, similar to our resale home. We're just seeing inventory climbing in all segments of the market.
Perfect. Stick around. We're going to talk more with Darlene about real estate here in Edmonton and what 2025 ended up looking like and what we can expect more from 2026. Well, I'm spending my morning at Streetside Developments in Blatchford at this beautiful new development here, and we are talking about the housing forecast for 2026, but also 2025. And I'm with Darlene Reid. Darlene, you guys recently held your housing forecast for 2026. What did you also talk about for 2025? Because that plays into it. How did 2025 perform?
Well, 2025 performed way better than we had predicted. Wish we had that crystal ball at the beginning of the year, but we didn't. What we saw in 2025 was a chaotic year. It was very high pressure. It was high pressure for sellers. It was high pressure for buyers. And we saw a lot of multiple offers. We saw price increases across all categories. And then as the year ended off, we saw a little bit of stabilization. We saw a little bit more inventory growth. Most of that was impacted due to the population into the province. We saw less international migration, and our interprovincial migration still held strong. We still saw a lot of movement from Calgary and Toronto and Vancouver.
Okay, so do you predict, if you can predict, that we'll still see more migration affecting the market heading into 2026?
The prediction going into 2026 is we still will see migration levels higher than the long-term averages, okay, but they will be less than last year, mostly due to the decline in the international migration.
Okay, and do you see the trends from 2025 carrying into 2026?
We do. We ended the year with a little bit more inventory. We're going to continue to see a little bit more inventory growth, and yeah, we'll see prices to continue to rise just slightly, we predicted, but not the growth that we saw in 2025.
Okay, so a little bit more balanced, which is quite nice.
A lot of equalization.
And if people have any sort of questions, who's the best person to contact?
Contact your realtor. Your realtor has a pulse on the market in your local neighborhood, and the market changes like week to week. We're seeing changes in different levels of inventory, the different demand on the different segments of the market. So it's important to be in touch with your realtor because they can give you the best advice.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Darlene. And stick around. We're going to talk with Darlene a little bit more about the market here in Edmonton. Well, I've been spending my morning at Streetside Development in Blatchford, and we've been talking about the real estate market for 2026. I'm with Darlene Reid, board chair for the REALTORS Association of Edmonton. And Darlene, we talked a little bit about the factors around immigration, but what else keeps Edmonton such a popular and steady city for real estate?
Well, a big advantage that Edmonton has is we are the most affordable major city in Canada. Part of that is due to our development costs. So in Alberta, we have very low development costs. Edmonton specifically, it's about 5% of a home purchase price. And when you compare that to areas like Ontario, it's 30%. So when you're talking about a $500,000 purchase in Ontario, $150,000 of that home purchase is strictly for like permitting and development costs. So that does keep our affordability low because our development costs are lower here in the Edmonton region.
And there are a lot of new developments going into the market right now, and for buyers, that's a big factor.
It is. Buyers in this market really need to be looking out for long-term investment gains, not the short term, because we're not going to see huge price growth in the short term. We're going to see a lot of stability and just steady, slow increases throughout the year. And for sellers, they have to really plan and prepare well, and then they'll do well. Okay. So this is a market where sellers are not rushed to get their homes on the market. They need to make sure they consult their realtor and find out what little touch-ups they can do, what can add some value, what little improvements can they do to get the best return on their investment, and they're being steady and taking their time on getting that home on the market. And we're starting to see some of those homes come on the market now, and they show well, and they're getting the best return for their dollar for these sellers.
So again, whether you're buying or selling, the best thing you can do is get in contact with a realtor. They'll be able to help you with all of those factors and aspects around buying and selling.
Yeah, absolutely. The realtor can do the market evaluations and comparables for you and best advise you on price and timing and all that good stuff, and they can put you in touch with mortgage brokers and home inspectors, and they're your one-stop shop.
Perfect, Darlene, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for more information, you can visit the website at the bottom of your screen.